Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Callie.
And I'm Bean.
Today we are going to talk to you about the books we are excited that are coming out in the month of February. So even though February is a short month, it's a big one.
There are a lot of releases. I mean, between the two of us, I think we have 16.
Yeah, it's a lot.
A lot.
For like a very short month.
It is.
I get there's like an extra day, but come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but in a good way.
So the first book that I'm going to talk about is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. This is another twisted tale. I believe this is book 5 or 6 in this series. It's not a continued series. You have to read each book. They each take a different Disney film and change one small aspect of it. In this one, we are following Wendy, who instead of Peter Pan taking her to Neverland, it's Captain Hook. So this comes out February 4th, and I am very excited for it.
The first book that I'm going to talk about today is The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz. This is the first book in a new series by her that is a fantastical story that follows an assassin and his newly found apprentice who end up having to basically try and save their kingdom without realizing it until about halfway through. So I don't know a lot about this book, but Melissa de la Cruz has some very beautiful writing out there, so I'm very excited to read this one as well. And that cover. Come on.
So the next book that I'm going to talk about is King of Crows by Libba Bray. This is the epic finale to the Diviners series. I'm looking forward to it because I want to start the Diviners series this year. It is high up on my TBR list, so since the last one's coming out, I'm excited that by the time in February, I can literally just binge the entire series. I am very excited about this fact.
And she will binge the entire series, too.
Yes.
All right, the next book that I am going to talk about is Belle Révolte by Linsey Miller. Now, Linsey Miller is one of my favorite authors. Discovered her a couple years ago when she wrote Rune of Stars. Well, Rune of Stars came out last year, and it was Mask of Shadows was the first one in the series that I absolutely love. And this one is a Princess and the Pauper retelling that I believe takes place in France, and is all about a princess who wants to become a doctor and then an apprentice who wants to have the royal life, who wants to have more influence in politics. So they swap lives and things happen, and I am here for it.
And then the last one I have for February 4th is another epic conclusion, and that is Ember Queen by Laura Sebastian. This is the epic finale to Ash Princess. I've been following this since book 1 came out 2 years ago and have been low-key obsessed with it. It is a wonderful story about a girl who has been a princess, but her kingdom was taken over by this warring country, and she's been held prisoner this entire time. So we've been following her story, and I'm so pumped to see where her story ends up. And every cover's just gorgeous, and this one is no different. So I'm so excited. So for February 11th, the first book we were actually both really excited for, and that is Ink in the Blood by Kim Smejkal. I don't really know.
Sorry!
This one caught both of our eyes because it is about, really the only thing we really know about it is it's tattoo magic.
Which
sounds
yes.
awesome. So we're both really pumped for this, and that I was sold once they were just like, their magic is through their tattoos. Done.
I'm sold. We're good.
And go.
The book that I am looking forward to on the 11th is actually a short story collection, and it's called And I Do Not Forgive You, Stories and Other Revenges, and this is by Amber Sparks. This is just classified as a feminist short story collection, and I am very excited for it. So I've been trying to get more into short stories. They're really great to read, like, before bed kind of thing, so I can read one a night and have a consistent reading schedule again.
The next one that I have for February 11th is Cloak of Night by Evelyn Skye. So we are potentially meeting Evelyn Skye at an event here where we're at. So I'm very excited. This is the sequel to The Circle of Shadows, which is like a ninja assassin academy. Duology or trilogy? I want to say duology, but I'm really excited. I've had Circle of Shadows on my TBR for some time, and I'm really excited. And the covers are just super cool and just intriguing, and they've caught my eye. And then the last one for February 11th is Heart of Flames by Nicki Preto. This is the sequel to Crown of Feathers, which I read early last year. It is a fantastic story about Phoenix Riders, and it was amazing. I am so excited for the sequel. I am getting the Owl Crate Special Edition because I have the Owl Crate edition of Crown of Feathers, so I am hyper pumped for this sequel. The covers are, again, just a gorgeous plumage of phoenix colors, and I'm here for it.
All right, moving on to February 18th. The first book that I'm looking forward to is Saint X by Alexis Schaitkin. I'm, again, sorry if I said that wrong. I'm bad at names. And this, I actually got sent the arc of this, and this is basically like a Caribbean murder mystery, and that's about all I know about it, but I'm pretty excited to read it still. The next book on February 18th that I am looking forward to is The Golden Key by Marian Womack, and this is, I don't know a lot about this book. One, I really like the cover, so that's kind of what drew me in, but it takes place in 1901 and right after the death of Queen Victoria, and it's all about seances and fantastical things happening, and that's about all I know. I tend to go into books a lot more blind than lots of people do, but I am still excited to read this one. I've heard very good things about Marian Womack, so I am excited. All right, so moving on to February 25th, I'm actually going to talk about a nonfiction book that I am looking forward to, and that is The Splendid and the Vile by Erik Larson. For those of you who have heard of Erik Larson, he wrote Devil in the White City, which is a very popular book that is about the murders during the Chicago World's Fair. Now this one, the Splendid and the Vile, is about Churchill and the beginnings of his leadership during World War II, and it's all about his personal life at that point and how it affected him. So I am excited for this because I am a history buff, and World War II is something that has always intrigued me, so I am very excited to learn more about this.
First one that I have for February 25th, which, sidebar, is my sister's birthday, so
Happy birthday.
Yay! She'll be 16, it'll be great. So the first book that I have for this day is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. This is a book Sara and I have both been anticipating for almost over a year now.
Yep, about a year now.
When we met Tricia Levenseller, she gave us a general synopsis in the first chapter of this book. It is a Slytherin love story about a girl who her whole plan in life is to marry the Shadow King, get his power, kill the Shadow King. Yep. And it sounds amazing. So we are very pumped that this book is coming out soon, and that it is within reach.
And we did hear the first chapter, and it is
oh my
gosh, it is
God.
Great.
I am so pumped for this book.
It'll be so good. All right, the next book that I'm going to talk about that comes out on February 25th is Red Hood by Elana K. Arnold. And she is actually one of the authors that we also might be seeing later this year. And this book, all I know about it is that it is a Red Riding Hood retelling, and I am here for it, and there is witchcraft, and the wolf, I believe, is actually a werewolf in this one, so I am intrigued by this.
The last book that I have for February is We Unleash the Merciless Storm by Tehlor K. Mejia. This is the sequel to We Set the Dark on Fire. This, I've heard nothing but great things about We Set the Dark on Fire. It is a very feminist fantasy novel about how women are only used for two things, marriage and babies, and one girl doesn't want to deal with that at all. So I'm very interested to get to this series, and I really love the covers. They're just so vibrant, and they draw the eye in. I'm really excited to get to this series. I'm unsure if it's a duology or a trilogy or even longer, but I will definitely be keeping up with it once I...
And the last book that I am going to talk about for February is Rebel Wing by Andrea Tang. Now this book... You might be noticing a trend here with me. I don't exactly know everything that it's about, but I believe it is a magic school book. It is a fantasy book that has aspects of steampunk in it, and there are dragons. A metal dragon, and so I'm kind of here for that, and I'm very intrigued by this concept. It is the start of a new series, so I'm interested to see if I like this one and if I will be continuing with it.
Those are all of the books that we are currently looking forward to that is coming out in the month of February. Like we said, there were quite a few. Tried not to drag this on way too long, but feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
And if you want to be notified whenever we post these videos, you can hit the little bell icon down below. We have recently just started a Goodreads page for our book club that we do, so you can go check that out down in the description below. It is called Serpents and the Badger. It's very exciting. We're working on that, and any tips we will take. Otherwise, you can find us on our personal Goodreads as well as on Instagram down in the description down below.
And we will see you guys in our next video.
Bye!